Yo, what's up? Got something new, got a camera, trying it out. I know my room's a little bit, not really a mess, but kind of cluttered. Not the best camera position. I'm trying to get another stand so it can kind of face this way. But either way, I got a breakdown for you. I know I said it was going to be a backtest video, but what I'm going to do is going to go over one of the trades that I did take on an alt count. Don't really count that. It was more of a forward test. So I still say I took 0 trades this entire week because I called 0 signals. Then, gonna go over another trade on Euro USD that I did end up watching take off, did not execute it. I'll tell you my reasons, I'll tell you why I should have entered. We'll go all into it, right? So let me know what you think at the end of the video, right? It's gonna be short because I'm gonna have a weekly breakdown posted tomorrow as well, and I just don't want to give away everything for tomorrow today, right? So we're gonna keep it kind of specific into these two trades. But first, let me say everything else, I did not see shit, right? Any other, everything was horrible for me this week. I don't know why. Price has not been giving me my setups, have not been producing anything. I trade strictly supply and demand, smart money concepts, right? Use liquidity. I target liquidity uses, to redefine my entries. Just haven't been seeing much. But there is this one on GEA that I did take on all account, more forward test. Like I said, lost nothing on it. Because I managed my trade correctly. But as you can see, right, we have this first 4-hour demand here, right? I know you're probably thinking, you have this discounted one down here. As you can see, price came down into it, but it doesn't always have to, right? You got to remember that, price, within its leg, it's at different levels of discount and premium price, right? And as you can see, where this demand zone is, if you don't know what equilibrium is, if you don't know what a Fibonacci, this is a Fibonacci tool. But I use it to identify the equilibrium of the leg, right? Because you got to remember, institutions do not want to buy high. They want to buy low, right? So in that instance, I want to look for anything under the 50% of this leg, which means anything in discounted price, right? So this is the 50% mark. And as you can see, we're not only under the 50%, we're under the 62. So we are getting down into discounted price, and that's why I did like this first demand. I know I had this imbalance in the second demand out here, and I did know, and there was a clear knowing of the risk of me entering up here, but I know that price can still take off from there, right? Obviously, I didn't enter from the 4-hour, but breaking down into the 15-minute, as you can see, I had this nice liquidity sweep. We came back up, we broke structure, we made a buck ton of liquidity. The setup was solid. I had every confluence that I needed to take it, and I executed, right? Or didn't. The reason I didn't execute was because, or send a signal, it was Wednesday, right? It was Wednesday. News was, that was way later on. It was Wednesday. It was after my trading time. I don't post a signal, right? If anything, I go on a very small account and I take my own personal trade, but I still don't count it as trading for the week, right? Forward testing, and that's kind of what I do. But right. If you think I'm wrong for doing that, tell me. I want your opinion too, right? But just based off how I do things, if I don't post signal, it's a no trade week for me, right? Either way, lost nothing on this trade, was able to manage it correctly. As you can see, got in aggressive, price took off, and stops were moved to basically break even as soon as we got into Asia session. And as you can see, going down to the 5-minute, we had a bunch of chances where we came back down, retested, had a good reaction off this demand down here, but then we had this reaction off the supply. This right here was scary, right? This told me with this type of reaction, right, we could see price continue to push lower. And as you can see, we started to, right? Some random ass volume stepped into the market and took me out, right? As you can see, if we kept the original 15-minute zone, we would have been taken out till later, still would have been taken out, right? So we're still a loss, right? Either way, doesn't matter, right? We came down into this further discounted price, which would be the second zone, and now we know that we can be waiting for some type of 15-minute setup like this once the week starts. But this will be saved for tomorrow's video because I'm going to go into my weekly breakdown, whatever, right? All right, going over to Euro USD. This one was a pretty simple trade. It was a counter swing pro internal. So if you don't know what that means, we're clearly bearish, on a higher time frames, right? Our swing time frames, I guess you would say the 4 hour, clearly fucking bearish, right? But breaking down into the 5 minute on Monday, which was the time of this trade, we started to create this bullish structure, right? We're starting to create this bullish structure. We're breaking highs, breaking highs, breaking highs, right? I originally had my eyes on this demand down here, I believe it was the 15 and a 5, right? So I knew we had a chance to pull back in here. But once I saw price continuing to break highs and break these highs, especially with this type of volume, I was like, okay. I was waiting for the zone. I was like, I don't see any liquidity, but I was blind to it, right? We had some nice liquidity built up here, right? My definition of liquidity is I want to see it break highs. Like, I want to see it break highs within this consolidation and not just wicks. You see how this just kind of wicked each high, this kind of broke it, but that was already after price tapped with this high. This is the only break. For some reason, I did not see that and was just like, I'm not going to take this trade. And as you can see, it went exactly where I wanted to go. It would have been a 1 to 3, or at least 50% profits would have been taken at 1 to 3, and then the rest would have been 50% would have been held to the equilibrium of the swing leg. And if you don't know what that is, or what that would be, let me fucking do this real quick. I'm sorry. This shit takes forever. So right, we're going to want to target the 50% of the equilibrium just to have a runner, just because I know that if price were to sell off, institutions are going to want to get it to that 50% area because they're not going to want to sell low. It just doesn't make sense to them, right? And as you can see, if we were to hold to that 50% equilibrium, we would have tapped and we would have caught at least another 1 to 3 or 3%, only holding half our position. So I missed out on a great fucking trade. Yeah, I've been being patient. Other than that, I've seen nothing else. But definitely should have executed on this trade. So I just wanted to break that down with you because, and I also want to say, if you're struggling on execution, it's fine. Whatever. Move on to next week. I'll be in here next week calling fucking bangers. Let's hope I see a couple of trades. Let's fucking hope because nothing's been producing. Absolutely fucking nothing. But hopefully you enjoy the camera. I know it's weird. I gotta get some fucking Streamlabs little fucking designs and shit, but I just didn't want to right now. I said fuck all that. I just need to record this video. So comment, like, whatever, share, ask me questions, but most importantly, I'll see you guys tomorrow for a full weekly breakdown on what I'm expecting this week. So thanks for watching.